Police arrived at a small church in Charleston, South Carolina, after a frantic 911 call. Inside the historic Emanuel AME Church, 9 people had been murdered during what should have been a peaceful Bible study. But what investigators soon discovered made the case even more disturbing, because the killer hadn't forced his way in. He hadn't attacked suddenly. Instead, he had sat with the group for nearly an hour, talking with them, praying with them, waiting. And the man responsible, Dylann Roof, would later send a letter from prison that shocked the court handling his appeal.
June 17, 2015. In the quiet city of Charleston, South Carolina, a small group gathers for their weekly Bible study at Emanuel AME Church. It's peaceful, familiar, routine. Among the worshipers that night is a young visitor. His name is Dylann Roof. He sits with the group for nearly an hour, listening, praying, blending in. Then suddenly, everything changes. Roof pulls out a gun and opens fire. In just moments, 9 members of the church are killed in what investigators later call one of the most shocking hate crimes in modern American history. The nation watches as the case unfolds. 2 years later, a federal jury sentences Roof to death. Today, he sits on federal death row inside United States Penitentiary, Terre Haute. But the story didn't end with the verdict, because the appeals process has now taken the case to a federal court in Richmond, Virginia. And recently, Roof sent the court a handwritten letter. In it, he asked the judge to remove the 2 lawyers assigned to defend him, public defenders Alexandra Yates and Sapna Merchandani. Roof claims he cannot trust them. In his own words, he calls them his political and biological enemies. He also criticizes his former trial lawyer, David Bruck, claiming their working relationship failed because of religious differences. Court records show the 2 frequently clashed during the trial. At one point, Roof even chose to represent himself during the sentencing phase, despite strong warnings from his legal team. The jury ultimately convicted him on multiple counts of murder and hate crimes, and the death sentence followed. Roof has never denied carrying out the attack. Instead, his appeal focuses on avoiding execution, hoping the courts will reduce his sentence to life in prison. For now, the appeals process has paused his execution, and the courts must decide whether his current attorneys will stay on the case or whether new lawyers will take over. But for the families who lost loved ones inside that church in Charleston, the case is far from over.